do with what we do going forward. And if I'm misinterpreting it, I look forward to your suggestions as to how I'm mistaken. There's a convoluted logic that says in this report that since there's a Civil Rights Act, you cannot give special attention to a student, particularly on the basis of race, who is not succeeding, for that would be a violation of the law. I believe by the interim report, if you tried to eliminate the levels of achievement among various groups of students, it would be unconstitutional and unlawful. Under this system, the high achievers would do well, and the gap among other groups of students would widen. But oh well, the law won't let us do anything else about it, according to the interim report. A law that was passed to eliminate discrimination is being used to justify discrimination. If that kind of thought prevailed back in 1954, Brown versus Board of Education wouldn't have happened. The black kids would still be going to tar paper shanties, and the white kids would be going to brick buildings. That's kind of thinking that prevailed in that time. The report goes on to rescind the Department of Education's, quote, culturally responsive website with an explanation that it generally promotes academic equity of outcome versus equity of opportunities for all learners. It sounds like the responsibility of government under this perspective is viewed by the writer of the report as to offer opportunity, but without a responsibility to ensure that all can achieve. It goes on to recommend to rescind the Navigating Equity Virginia website. The reason for that is it explains that it contains resources that permit and advance policies, programs, and activities that promote equitable outcome for students versus opportunities. Again, the report seems to suggest that the obligation of government is to offer opportunities without a responsibility to see that all students can achieve under it. Getting rid of these websites, Mr. Speaker, is in my mind not unlike the equivalent of book burning. It's the electronic version of book burning. A shocker to me in this report is the recommendation that the Virginia Math Pathways Initiative be rescinded. Now, if you know anything about the effort underway with the Virginia Math Pathway Incentive, it's to expand the number of kids who have access to advanced mathematics. The program was designed to give more students access to higher math, and it's unclear to me why the recommendation would be to rescind it. Now, a number of my constituents have raised concern about this kind of idea of changing the direction of our educational programs and asked what they might do about it. And I suggested to get in touch with the governor. You know, he's got a tip line. Well, Mr. Speaker, let me tell you what I did. I tried to find where the tip line was. Go on his website, and I can't find it all on the website. Now, maybe somebody else can look around and show it to me, but what happens is if you go back weeks ago when he first announced it and made a political statement about it, you can find it. But I haven't been able to find it since. You look around and tell me how to get to the tip line. But, of course, being in the legislature, we can do something different. We can act appropriately to say that what we've had is an excellent school system, moving forward on giving opportunities for all children, and the idea that somehow the Civil Rights Act doesn't allow us to do that and we need to turn back the clock is a bad idea. So I hope you will please take a look at the interim report from the State Superintendent of Instruction. If you were as shocked as I am, then we need to speak out to the governor and say, let's turn back and stay on a steady course for our educational programs. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.